Alright, so this is a regimental tie. It was a high school farewell gift by one of my dearest uncles, and I got to know its true value now. I mean, a few months ago. But this video is not about praising the majestic glory of the Indian Armed Forces or this regimental tie, even though I am a big Fauji fanboy. But this video is not about that. This video is about 3 easy, quick, and most essential tie knots every gent must know like the back of their hand. So gentlemen, my name is Mayank Bhattacharya. These are 3 quick and easy men's essentials tie knots for the modern man, for the modern gent. Let's roll the intro. Okay, so before we get into this tie knot tutorial, here is an interesting fact about ties. The modern neckties are descended from the 17th century neckbands called cravats. Now these cravats are worn by the 17th century French military units. The whole purpose, the only idea of wearing such cravats around the neck was to serve as a psychological neck protecting gear in the war against enemies, which included spears and swords and everything else you could possibly think of. Years later, centuries later, this neck protecting band, this neckband has become a men's style staple, has become a must-have in every man's formal and casual and essential wardrobe. You see, but owning these historic pieces also means wearing them right, and wearing a tie right is all about that perfect tie knot, rather the art of mastering that perfect tie knot. So let's not delay this tie knot relay, let's get right into it. Alright, so the tie knot number 1, the 4 in hand. This is also known as the schoolboy tie knot. This is the easiest one and the quickest one to achieve. This is also the most casual in nature. A very small tie knot works best with knitted ties and woolen ties and anything thick in nature, because this is a very small tie knot. The thicker the fabric, the better it looks. Here's how you do it. This is the seam of the tie. Alright, to explain you better, maybe I can use a different tie with a prominent seam. You see, this is the seam of the tie. Now what I'm going to do for this tie knot is, what I'll have to do is, I'll have to put the seam on my side. The seam is facing me, not away from me. The seam is facing towards me. Now since this is a very small tie knot, it won't need a lot of fabric, so I'm going to adjust the length of the tie accordingly, and then I'm going to proceed. So here's how we're going to do it. We're going to take the seam of the tie, we're going to let this thing rest on our shoulders, on our neck. So the tie is on my neck, the tie is on my shoulder, the short end is on my right, the long end is on my left. The seam is facing me, it's not away from me, it's facing me. Short on the right, the long on the left. Keep this in mind. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to put the long end on top of the short end. The long end on top of the short end. Now the long end is on my right, the short is on my left. We're going to hold it here, we're going to pinch. We're going to create a small little loop using the long end of the tie like so. You see this loop? This is the whole thing. Then we're going to pull this long end through the neck, put it through this loop that we just created. And you are going to adjust for the dimple, because the dimple in the tie is the most essential part. And then we will fold. See the dimple? Dimple is there. Now we're gonna pull, adjust. If you want a tie pin, you can put a tie pin on top the collar, and there is your 4 in hand. Simple, small, very casual, fun, and this is my go-to knot if I'm trying to wear a tie knot with my denim shirts, with my casual button-ups, so anything where I want to wear a knitted tie or wear something casual and yet wear that tie. So this is that perfect tie knot. Very easy to do, very small in nature, and pretty fun and exciting to look at. Anyway, moving on, tie knot number 2, the half Windsor, the single Windsor, or in the most common Desi lingo, the single knot. This is how you do it. Now remember the seam of the tie, here's how things change a little bit. This is a bigger knot, this is a little symmetrical, and this is a lot more bold than the 4 in hand. So here's how we're going to do it. We're going to put the tie on our neck, and the seam of the tie now will be facing away from us. It is facing away from me and it is facing to you. So the seam is not facing me. The short on the right, the long on the left, everything same, but the seam is switching here. Keep that in mind. Now we're going to give it a little more room because this is relatively longer and a bigger knot. So here's how we're going to do it. The short end on my right, the long on my left. We're going to put the short on top of the long. This is where this differs from the 4 in hand. In 4 in hand, we have the long coming on the short. In this, we have the short going on top of the long. Now we're going to take this long end and we're going to pull it through the neck like so. We'll create this small little knot here. You see this? Easy. Very easy from here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to hold this and we're going to pinch this. Keep this the way it is. We're going to grab the long end. Long is on my right, the short is on my left. Now we're going to grab the long end and we're going to switch sides. We're going to switch this long end from the right. We're going to take it on our left. So here's how we're going to do it. We're going to switch sides and we're going to change the long from the right to my left. So now it's as simple as creating a little loop around here. Pull it through the neck. Open up the loop. Put it through. Adjust for the dimple because dimple is very important. Alright. The dimple is there. Not a perfect dimple, but alright. Will do. So dimple is there. Now what we gotta do is pull through. Adjust. And pop the collar. And here we have it. This is the half Windsor. This is the single knot or the single Windsor as you would like to say. A lot more bold, a lot more symmetrical, a lot more formal, and this is probably my favorite tie knot because I am a tall and a lean guy and this works out best for me, especially if it is a big and thick tie. I don't want a full Windsor because that will kind of throw off my whole visual image, that will throw off my whole character. So I love wearing this knot. This is a very easy knot to do. This looks best almost on every shirt collar, every tie type, so why not do it? That's the half Windsor, that's the single knot. But the most formal knot, the most bold and the most confident tie knots in the entire world of tie knots is undoubtedly the full Windsor, or in the most common basic lingo, the double knot. And here's how you do it. Start same as your half Windsor, start same as your single knot, and keep it in mind that this is a very big knot, so it will eat up a lot more fabric. So if this is the amount of fabric you were giving it for half Windsor, then you will be probably needing it a little more. So I would need something like this because I'm a tall guy and I want my tie to be equally tall. So here's how we do it. The seam of the tie is again facing away from me, it's not facing me. Like in the case of 4 in hand, this is pretty much the same case. Like the half Windsor, the seam is away from me, it is not facing me. The short end is on my right, the long end is on my left, and here we go. The short on top of the long, same as half Windsor as of now, alright? The long through the neck, and pull. Same as half Windsor, good. Hold it, pinch, switch sides. Now here's the tricky part, so keep this in mind. This is where things change in the case of a full Windsor or a double knot. Now instead of creating a loop like the half Windsor, what we're going to do is, we are going to create a small little knot around here. So we're going to take the long end on my left, we're going to pinch this long end on my left, and we're going to pull it through my left side. You see this? We have a small little knot here. We have 2 knots now. 1, 2. So therefore the double knot. Now all you gotta do is wrap around, same as half Windsor, pull it through, make the hole, and now I have to get the dimple right. Pulling through. Put on a tie pin if you want, untop the collar. And that is your full Windsor. Now the full Windsor is a very powerful knot. It is also a very formal knot. In case you are interested in learning about when to wear which kind of tie knots, how should you wear different tie knots on different ties, do let me know in the comment section box below, and I'll maybe make a different video altogether on ties and the history of ties and how should you wear different tie knots on different occasions and whatnot. In case you want to know that, in case you want me to make a video on that, let me know in the comment section box below. Anyway, agents, in case you want to follow me on my social media accounts, my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all of that is in the description box down below in case you're interested in seeing more tie knots, more epic outfits, more outfit inspirations, everything else you could possibly think of associated to me and Men's Essentials, the links to all of which is in the description box down below. There is also a link to the best hair wax in this planet Earth, the bed heads match separation. In case you are interested in picking one for yourself, you can also do that by checking the link in the description box. You can also find the link to Ganesh's awesome hair consultation, my personal image consultation, my personal one-on-one shopping and image consultation, and whole bunch of other cool, awesome, helpful links, very essential links for the modern men, for the modern gent in the description box. Click them open, check them out. There would be a bunch of links and they'll be all very essential and helpful to you. On that note, dear gents, I have to go. I have to make more videos. I'm trying to make a few changes in my studio. Actually, I'm trying to make a lot more videos. And apparently my microphone and my camera has been failing a lot on me lately. So if things work out well as I have planned, if my camera and my microphone doesn't fail that often as often it is, then you can expect 3 videos a week starting October. I'll try giving you 2 to 3 videos this week. It'll be a difficult job, but I'll really try hard to do that. In case you are interested in seeing 2 to 3 or maybe 4 videos a week, do let me know in the comment section box below and I'll really work hard to make that happen. But on that note, dear gents, I have to go. I have to make that video which will come out later in this week. So wish me luck for that. I'll go do that. Meanwhile, you don't forget to dress up, stay stylish and stay sexy. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.